if you look at right now who's winning in football, Deshaun Watson is special. Aaron Rodgers is special. Niners defensive line is special. It's a lot of special winning. Jamal Adams, you're in New York, is a top 12 player in the NFL. Were you surprised the Cowboys agreed to a first-round swap, but they struggled with a later pick? Did that surprise you?
Yeah, I'm surprised the Cowboys didn't do the maybe more impulsive thing and just pull the trigger and go for it. I don't think it's necessarily bad that they didn't end up trading for another star player. The Cowboys' issue is not lack of top-end talent. Their problem is lack of depth and their lack of ability to win when any of that top-end talent is not playing or is unhealthy, or they're missing a left tackle, or they're missing their right tackle, or they're missing one of their wide receivers. I didn't look at the Cowboys and said they're a safety away. I looked at the Cowboys and said they're a team that needs to be able to win when they're not fully healthy in a league where no one is ever fully healthy. And so how do you get depth? You use mid-round picks. You use cheap players on their rookie first-round contracts. So I am surprised they didn't go out and do it, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing they didn't go out and do it. To me, the Cowboys need to use that first-round pick in a Belichick fashion this year to acquire a couple second-round picks so they can get more quality second-line players than more superstar front-line players.
By the way, they're 4-3. Jerry Jones said he's disappointed. I predicted 9-7. They feel like what they are with Dak. 7 games, they're 4-3, 3-4, 4-3. That's what they are. Are they where you thought they'd be?
They are where I thought they would be. I think you and I were similar on Dallas, that they would be alive for the playoffs potentially, but not actually make it. To me, they were a 9-win team that if everything went just right could win 11, and if things went really poorly, they'd win 7. The reason Jerry's disappointed is because they lost to the Jets. I mean, he really did say that, actually. He said, I thought we would beat the Jets, and how could you blame him? Like, everyone beats the Jets, and that Jets loss looks even worse when you see, maybe in the moment, it's like, well, maybe with Darnold, I mean, I've heard Colin Cowherd talk about him since he was 11, maybe he's going to actually turn into, but then Darnold saw ghosts the following week and got beat by the Fighting Gardner Minshew's the week after, so that loss stinks even more. But the issue for Dallas is they have been building towards this season. And this season in the NFC, there are 5 teams that are without any question better than them. In the Packers, the Saints, the Niners, I would also include the Seahawks and the Vikings. Those 5 teams are clearly better. They're in the argument with the Rams and the Panthers and the Eagles. And Dallas was, I don't want to say all in on this year, but they clearly believe this is their moment. The only reason they're on that left side of the bracket is because of the division that they're in, when they really should be in the hunt part of the graphic. So I think for Jerry, it's disappointing. For me, it's as expected.
I know you and I, Anthony Davis is 2 things, great and always hurt. And he's both. I worry about guys. LeBron, the second chapter of his book after first chapter is, oh my God, he's amazing, is second, his durability is absurd. So was Jordan's. Yeah. Mostly so was Kobe's. I'm worried that we're 4 games in, and Anthony's had a thumb injury and a shoulder injury. And by the way, this bench is not built to save this team. They need Anthony to play 75 games. He averages 66. Are you a little concerned that he is already banged up 4 games in?
Well, so here's the thing. The Anthony Davis will get some type of minor injury every year. But I think it should be noted that if we throw last year out, because last year he didn't miss games due to injury, he missed games due to the team holding him out due to the trade demand and wanting to retain his value. The previous 2 seasons he had played 75 and 75, and in every year of his career he's played at least 61. And so he has suffered a lot of minor injuries, but no what I would call major injuries. Obviously, the Lakers have no path to a championship without a fully functional LeBron and Anthony Davis at the end of the year. I think you're overstating their lack of bench, however, because Kyle Kuzma's not playing for them yet. Kuzma's either going to go into the starting lineup, not what I would do, or become their featured player off the bench, which is exactly what I would do. I also think they're going to have Andre Iguodala in 6 weeks, which will further upgrade that bench. But the Lakers, for all the concern and the LeBron and is he going to play defense? He's playing the best defense he's played in 5 years. Well, what are they going to do with the starting lineup? Starting lineup still isn't right. Despite all that, check the old point differential. Who's number one in the NBA in point differentials we sit here today? Oh, it's the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron, in year 17, he's just doing exactly what he said he would do. Deferred to Anthony Davis, averaging 10 assists a game. And AD put up a line last night that no one has put up in the history of the league, 40 and 20 in less than 31 minutes. It's a pretty good start if it's not a perfect start.
When you came, you had multiple offers. I should tell the audience this. Multiple offers from multiple networks, but you chose ours because of relationships. And I'm a big believer. I don't go to these monolithic companies because of the brand. I follow people I trust. I think Kevin Durant made a mistake bailing on Steph Curry and pursuing Kyrie Irving. Forget the brands, the laundry, and the city. I don't care. And I think we've got Kyrie in reports now that he's unsettling to Brooklyn. I can't think of a player who left a dynasty with 3 years left in the dynasty. I can't think of a star that did that. What do you make of these early reports on Kyrie's personality conflicts and weirdness that's unsettling to some in Brooklyn?
Well, listen, the question with Kyrie is always going to be, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because it is a hell of a squeeze, man. And I think the answer is yes. I think Kyrie has shown you he is a way overqualified Robin, and if you give him a Batman, you can win the title. The problem for Brooklyn is he came with a Batman, but the Batman right now has a severed Achilles that he's rehabbing. So now you got to hold on for dear life and hope that the artist doesn't implode. KD in this article calls him an artist. And he is an artist. He says, I don't mess with an artist, and that's great. The problem is sometimes the artist cuts their ear off. And then you're like, oh, well, that's a little too much. And listen, Kyrie's a different cat. The first game of the year, he has the opportunity for the game winner. He tries the old NBA street slip and slide where you fall over and you pull up for the jump shot. People can say he tripped. Man, I know. I would bet any amount of money that's a move he's been working on, but he damn near made it. Couple games later, he has another chance at a game winner, and the game in between, he hit the game winner. He's averaging 38 points per game. If you're going to get that, you're going to have to deal with the fact that during a team photo, you're like, hey, Kai, as was in the story, can you take your hat off? And his response is, nah, bruh. That's what Photoshop was invented for. Like, really? You won't take your hat off? And in Kyrie's defense, he's probably thinking, man, I didn't work this hard to have to take my damn hat off. Y'all figure it out. That's who he is. And the Nets know it. I saw you guys played Kenny Atkinson's interview where he's like, no, I'm the moody one. Smart play by Kenny. Because I guarantee you, Kyrie read that article and wanted to know who's talking. Who is talking about me right now? And Kenny wants to put his arms around him, but he's a different type of guy. But listen, Kyrie chose relationships. Kevin Durant chose relationships. DeAndre Jordan chose relationships. They all wanted to play together. We're going to have to wait a year to see it, and we'll see what the Nets look like on the back end. One last very small point should be noted. Jackie McMullen wrote this piece. She is a brilliant, well-respected, Hall of Fame caliber writer.
Yep.
She also is based out of Boston. And it felt to me a lot like she had been hearing things from Boston over the last couple years about what a headache Kyrie can be, and that informed her in reporting on this piece.
By the way, I've only got a minute left, probably about 40 seconds. Chiefs didn't make a move at the trading deadline. I think Baltimore wanted to get Jamal Adams because they don't know how long Lamar Jackson's going to last, but Patrick Mahomes is hurt, so we're going to go for it. Patriots, Mohamed Sanu. Patrick Mahomes is hurt. We're going to go for it. 30 seconds. Did it bother you the Chiefs weren't more aggressive to fix their D?
Of course. And what the only thing that maybe bothered me more about the lack of activity was the one name the Chiefs were attached to was LeVeon Bell. You've got to be kidding me. This is a guy who you drive past his house and the roof's leaking, but he's got a $140,000 Mercedes out front, and you drive past the next day and the roof is falling apart, but the Mercedes now has new rims. You're like, hey, man, what are you doing? Like, this is your focus? Where you need another offensive weapon? Listen, the idea is evidently in Patrick and his double-jointed knee we trust. I'm concerned about the defense, but as soon as Patrick Mahomes comes back, I'm going to pick him to beat your beloved Patriots. I'm certain of it. So listen, we'll just see how it goes. Andy Reid thinks timeouts, challenges, and defense are overrated. We'll see if he's right.
That's funny. Nick Wright, that's why I got a show here. First things first. Good seeing you, buddy.
Thank you.
I love that.
You too. Good to see you, Colin. Good to see you, Joy.
Happy Halloween tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.